This is where the fun begins.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cantina Social Hour Wednesday night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is great to be here. It is great to see all of you in the chat. It is the middle of the week, not our usual Friday night, but it's okay because it's the middle of the week. That means that we're halfway through the week. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great evening and are ready for some toy talk this evening. Thank you very much for being here on this Wednesday night. Before we get things started, just want to go through a couple of housekeeping things. So of course, things are very, 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 very expensive and getting worse and worse and worse by the hour, it seems like. So if you are looking for anything in stock, I mean, best time to buy is what's in stock at any of these online retailers right now before they start getting more shipments in that you have to pay a tariff on. So right now, Entertainment Earth, use promo code Victoria, get you an extra 10% off any in-stock order. If it's in stock, add it to your cart, use the promo code, and we got to save where we can. So be sure to do that. As for next week, I do want to let you guys know that we are having our Friday show next week, normal time, 7, or actually different time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, but on our usual Friday night. I have a work event going on, so I had to push it just a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit later than normal. So apologies if you are East Coast or somewhere else in the world that usually watches that hour earlier. But we will be on at 7:30 p.m. Pacific next Friday, the 16th. And I just noticed that I wrote Wednesday on the thing, but it is Friday, the 16th. All right. Other than that, I think that's it, you guys. So let's see who is filtering in here to the chat so far, who's in the audience. That's hanging out in the chat. Let's see which Cantinians are with us tonight. Well, of course, we have our resident bartender of the soda fountain. Dodgson is with us. Hello, Dodgson. He says, I'll tell you what, it's an amazing sunny day so far. Clouds have cleared off, and a social hour would be a perfect way to cap off the day. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, and I hope we can do that for you. We got Isam with us, asking for a cherry Coke, it looks like. Very, very nice. We got our moderator, Adam, who is moderating the soda fountain and moderating the cantina. Greetings, Cantinians. Thank you for opening the soda fountain. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's see. We've got our friend Alex with us. Hey, hello, Alex. How's it going? Good to see you. We have Britt with us. Hey, Britt, good to see you. Thank you for coming in this Wednesday night. We got Peak Obi-Wan. Hello, chat. How are you doing? Good to see you. AFC Smoke is with us. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your Sprite on us this evening. SWTVC, hello. Thank you for hanging out with us right now. We got J Guy Studios. Hello there, indeed. Good to see you. We have we got Jeff with us. Hey, Jeff. Good to see you. As always, thank you for coming in. 17.28 is with us. Hello. Goodbye, Cereal. Cereal, it's nighttime. Pico B1.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Really? I don't think I even said anything. Sideshow pre-orders added a tariff charge. Okay, that's not the news I wanted to start off with, Adam, but thank you for the heads up there. Let's see who else. William is with us as always. Good evening, y'all. $23.99 is the new TVC price. We'll look at it. I don't know. We're going to look at it. I've heard some stuff, but I haven't really had a chance to check it out. Miles, what's up, Miles? How's it going? We got Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey. We got Brett on FET. Hey, Brett, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it. As far as tonight's topics, you guys, we're going to try and go probably a little bit under an hour and a half, probably end around 8 o'clock Pacific, because it is the middle of the week. It's not my Friday night where I can stay up for 3 hours. So we're going to be talking about Tales of the Underworld, just briefly, no spoilers. We're going to be talking about Hasbro Pulse reveals from last week. I know we covered it on Friday night's show, but it was kind of just really quick because we were focusing, of course, on the Revenge of the Sith anniversary. We are going to be talking about the pre-order rollout for Hasbro Pulse's pre-orders. We are going to be talking about army builders, what army builders have been made in TVC and what's left, what are the priorities there. And then we're also going to talk about Hot Toys reveals. We got some Mattel Jurassic World. Really, we got a little bit of everything. It's shaping up to be a pretty good night. So I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, as per always, we are going to end with, I know some of your favorite segments, new acquisitions, brand new things that have been added to your collections, brand new things that have been added to my collection and to our guests' collection that we want to talk about this evening. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in tonight's guest.
Hello there.
All right. So joining us from SWTVC, we got the SW 3.75 collector. Did I have that right? Did I mess that one up? We got Tyler with us this evening.
Hello there.
Tyler, how's it going?
Hello there.
Well, good to see you. I know we've been trying to set one of these up for some time.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Never seems to quite work out because I'm always working on Friday nights and I have to sleep beforehand or else I'll be up for like a full day straight between two jobs. So
Yeah, totally
uh
understandable. But
gotta pay
I'm
for
glad
all
we
those
were able
troopers
to get you on
somehow.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have you been on Social Hour before? I'm trying to remember. I know I've had you on the podcast. I'm trying to remember if I've
Yeah,
had you on Social Hour. I think so, right?
I think so, once or twice. It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely been a while. But it's great to have you back. Great to see you. And
Thanks for
I'm
having
looking
me.
forward to
Glad to be
talking
here.
some TVC with you this evening.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. We're going to start off with just kind of by touching a little bit on Tales of the Underworld, which I know you haven't seen yet, so we're not going to go in depth with that. And we usually don't go in depth with recently released Star Wars media, but yeah, I mean, this came out on Star Wars Day on May the 4th, this past Sunday. And just like Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, it's the same format, very short, 12 to 15 minute ish episodes. And there's 6 of them. And there's 2 different arcs. One arc revolves around Asajj Ventress, and the other one revolves around Cad Bane. And it's showing them at different times in their lives than we've seen previously in the Star Wars canon. So, yeah, I mean, I watched it. I went through it once, and it was all right. I mean, I was fairly content with it. I don't think it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great to have these fun little bits here. I do hope that, we get more of these, especially when they're fleshing out little aspects of, the Star Wars lore that we haven't yet seen on screen.
Yeah, agreed.
I still want my Tales of the Cantina or Tales of Mos Eisley, something like that. I think would be a blast. Tales of Tatooine. that way you covered Jabba's palace and the cantina.
A lot to cover there. So many different characters, so much scum and villainy, So that
Yep,
would be a rich uh well to tap from.
absolutely. Yeah, and I'd be totally here for it. So hopefully one day they look at that. But yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Tales of the Cantina, but just want to mention it. Or I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm creating series that don't even exist.
Probably
Tales
will at
of
some
the
point.
Underworld. Okay. Well,
Good
what do you
stuff.
say we talk some Hasbro Star Wars?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to jump back to last week, in which there was a Hasbro Pulse fan stream,
Mhm.
and several items were revealed for Black Series and Vintage Collection. And of course, we're going to focus on Vintage Collection because we did cover the Black Series last week, and a little bit of TVC. But again, it wasn't like a really in-depth thing. But I do want to mention here that there was some stuff worth discussing. All right, so I'm going to jump over to banthaschool.com. Our friends Chris and Brett over at Bantha School, who always very kindly put photos up of the brand new items that are when we get these images sent out. All right, so let's start off with Ben Kenobi, good old Obi-Wan, in
Man,
TVC. Finally, after all these years, on his classic TVC vintage Kenner card, here he is.
so good. Oh, man, so
Yeah,
good.
yeah, he looks nice. He looks really, really, really nice.
He does.
Like the card, I mean, just to see this like classic, I mean, it's like when we saw Luke or Leia last year, like, I mean, or Darth Vader, even, like, you just see those original like 12 card backs, and it's, you just have like the nostalgia for it. I mean, even though I wasn't alive back then, I don't really have nostalgia the way that like people that were collecting the Kenner line would, but like, I just have, we have a lot of respect for the history and the heritage of the line
Yes.
and where it came from. So when we see this, like, it still gives you the feels.
100%. That's how I feel about it. Like I don't obviously I wasn't, I was born in 1990, so I missed the original vintage Kenner days. So those figures don't really do anything for me for my collecting purposes or my interests. I'm more into the super articulated stuff, but I do absolutely have a respect and reverence for, what started it all. And I know that obviously completing the original 96 in modern definitive form or complementary form is definitely something that we want and need to do in TVC. So it's great to see another one
Mhm.
checked off. And I do prefer the other alt card. I think pretty much everybody does.
Mm. Yeah,
But this is of course a card that they had to check off. They just had to complete the 96.
totally.
Um so it's great, for that purpose. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the
And,
figure looks wonderful.
totally. And I know there were a few gripes about the yellow lightsaber. And, I get that. We just published an episode of the TVC podcast today, which I forgot to mention at the beginning, but we did. And I had
I
Chris
listened to it.
on there. What's that?
Great. I said I listened to it on my drive home. It was great.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, and it's hills to die on. Like, what will we die on? What hills will we die on when it comes to TVC? Like, what are the priorities? That's the most important. And Chris mentioned correcting Kenner mistakes, right? How
Hmm.
that's, at this point, this is like a continuation of the Kenner line. This is where things have gone since then, from a certain point of view. So I mean, I would be okay with them making it blue, but I don't know. I feel like when it's the original 12, like that's almost like sacred, right? Like they shouldn't
Yeah.
fix on the original.
And
Anything else, like I'm okay with, but like those original 12, like they need to be as close as possible to the original releases.
100%, people would blow a gasket if they changed that. And also, we do have the alt card where he does have the blue lightsaber, or at least like
True.
bluish. I know it's kind of more like white almost in A New Hope, but we know it's blue. So, um, But yeah, we have that other card back, so why change, the original one? No need. Just leave it the way it is. So, but man,
Yeah.
what a fantastic figure, and it's so nice to finally they got close a couple times. Like I know what was the Ben that came with like his homestead and Luke. What was that set called? It's
The
kind of
disturbance of
expensive
the Lars
now.
homestead.
That's the one. That was pretty much considered like the definitive Ben Kenobi for a long time, right?
Mm,
And it was kind of close to this, but this one is even better, and finally the definitive one we've been waiting for. So check that box.
yeah. Yeah. Very cool. And I think he looks great. I know, there are some concerns about the soft goods, but I mean, at this scale, it's really, really hard to do like a cloak that doesn't look a little bit poofy at least. Um,
I prefer soft goods whenever possible because even pliable plastic can inhibit articulation sometimes. And like Leia is a great example. Like it looks good as a carded sample, but when you try to have her kneel and stick
right.
the card in card's not the right word, but stick the plans in R2, she can't do it right because it's got that plastic skirt. So I wouldn't be opposed to them putting out a second maybe when they do the alt card, they could do a plastic bottom to satisfy those people. Um, and then do the other thing for Leia, put out Leia at some point with a soft goods bottom. Just make both
Yeah.
camps happy. Why not? People are gonna buy it.
Yeah, true. See a few new friends coming in here, or normal friends coming in here that we always see.
Yeah.
Mary, hello. Good to see you, Mary. We got Allison joining in. AFC Smoke says Tyler the Goat. Um,
I'm flattered.
Jeff. Yeah, Riley Bob. Hey, Riley Bob. Who else? Baymax is with us. Yeah, sweet. We're off to the horses are off to the races. It took me forever to nail that phrase. The horses are off to the races, but I think I finally got it. And Mudhorn Station says good morning. So yeah, people all over the place. It's morning in some people's time zone.
I'm getting trolled here, big time.
July through November. Yeah, you're right. Okay, it's Resurgence of the Jedi. That was the battle. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Did I say Disturbance of the Lars Homestead? That's a totally different thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Resurgence of the Jedi. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah. I'm
Grant,
tired. We're both tired.
yeah, we are. Grant's Galaxy, Rogue Killer, Chaz is with us. Victoria lets anybody on her channel.
Chaz.
And this guy, he's the same in person as I'm talking about Chaz. He's the same in person as he is online. Trust me.
He's like a living meme lord.
Yeah, basically. 22
I love
is with
Chaz
us,
so much. He's so funny.
right? All right, so that's Obi-Wan, and all right, so this is a big one, which I know you're all here for. Stormtroopers of the Empire with Stormtrooper Commander, Sand Trooper, and Scout Trooper.
Ah, man. I wanted to buy 5 of these and I got 0. But before we get to that, I just want to say I love this pack. I love the Snow Trooper Commander. The Sand Trooper is great. And the Scout is like 98% of the way perfect. A little bit more and it'll be perfect. Gotta fix those
Yeah,
arms.
I
Gotta
know.
fix
It's
those
such a weird
arms.
one. Yeah. But no, you're right. This is a great set. Like if any set you wanted to have like in the highest numbers like possible ever for one of these 3-packs, like this would be the one.
Yeah, and I think that's why they sold out in less than 20 minutes. I'm a premium member and I didn't even get any because I think I was driving or something and I was like, I'll get it when I get home. Yeah, I was coming back from the grocery store and I was like, I'll order it when I get back and I have Wi-Fi and better signal. Nope, sold out.
Unreal. Absolutely
Oh,
unreal.
yeah. I'm sure they'll
Yeah,
come back up in stock, but like probably more expensive. So that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. We'll talk about that whole thing in just in a few minutes. But yeah, I mean this is a
Sure.
great set.
It is.
Everything
It
that
is.
as far as army builders go, like I mean this is fantastic. Like you mentioned the Scout Trooper, it's slowly but surely. It's really a weird one that every release like they tweak it just a little bit. Like going, I mean, because this is the base sculpt is from 2006. It's really old. It's almost 20 years old.
Did you
Uh,
see my stream with the guys Saturday?
I did watch it.
Okay,
It was great.
yeah, someone on Bantha Skull mentioned Theseus's ship, which I guess is I can't I don't know if it's like mythology or whatever. I have to look
Yeah,
more into it. But basically, Theseus's ship was updated so many times that the paradox or the question was, is it even the same ship if it's been updated so many times? And yeah,
right.
that's the Scout. Like 90 something percent of it has been replaced at this point. It's just funny. But
Yeah,
we're almost there. Just got to get those arms, and I'll be satisfied once we get new arms and especially wrists. But the
I
shoulders
know.
too. The shoulders don't look great. I have a sample here actually.
Mm,
This is the best example that we have until that 3-pack came out. So this is the one with the rocker ankles and the new helmet.
here, let's get a close up on that.
There we go. I mean, it's a great looking Scout. But it'll be even better with those barbell hips. And we just need to fix those arms because we got those kind of ugly shoulders and we got those swivel wrists. He needs hinges in his wrists so he can, hold his guns like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I agree. Yeah, he needs that, and the holster needs to be a little smaller. Like that's kind of
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if they bother to fix that just because I feel like they already did the legs. I think they have if I'm not mistaken, the boots have. Yeah, the boots have a swivel right below the knee pads too. So I think
Mm-hmm.
those are newly tooled lower legs. So all that say, I don't think we're gonna get a new holster, but eh, you know.
We can dream. We can dream. Um, Sand Trooper, same thing. I mean, it's almost there. Just a couple more tweaks to get it where it needs to be like a proper A New Hope Sand Trooper.
Yep.
I mean, it'll work for like Rogue One, right? Or well, there weren't Sand Troopers in Rogue One, but maybe like in Mandalorian, there were some with the pauldrons. Like, could work with something like that. But what's missing for this Sand Trooper at this point for it to be definitive?
It needs the diamond shaped left knee pad. And I think the pouches that hang from the belt are not quite correct. I think they're like Johnny Mustache is the expert on this, but I think he said the pouches were shorter and black on Sand Troopers. I
Hmm.
should know
Hmm.
this, and I don't, but yeah, I think the belt's a little bit wrong, and the left shin, the knee pad is definitely incorrect. But I think it might be accurate to the special edition ones because they used like stormtroopers and kind of dress them up to look like. I don't know. We have a whole podcast on this, and I can't remember the details. Sorry, John. Whenever you watch this, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I talked about this." I know, I know, I know. I'm
Isn't
sorry.
the helmet like slightly different too? Like the lenses or something on the helmet?
Probably, yeah, yeah,
But I mean, for what it is, it's great. But it's just one of those
yeah.
things. I mean, at
I
least
think
on
it
the
looks
Snow
great.
Trooper, they did it justice. Like for the commander, like it. They didn't wait long for this. I think that was the most surprising
No,
thing is they didn't make us wait. Like they did it, and now it's like, okay, you got your regular Snow Troopers, you got your commander. You guys are going to be set for the rest of your lives, essentially.
yep. I give them huge credit on being forward thinking, and obviously, even though we didn't have to ask because they were already thinking about it. Um, and had it ready to go. I have the previous sort of best one from 2013 or 14, the TBS 3.75-inch line. But he's got the hard plastic lower skirt, and he's got swivel hips, which are gross. I hate swivel hips. Everybody knows that. Yeah. Anyway, this one's just going to be way better articulated. It's going to have a soft goods comma, just like the you know brand new gorgeous snow troopers.
Mm-hmm.
And also a little detail, if you can go back to the pictures of this snow trooper commander real quick. If you look at the side of his helmet, they've got these little silver discs on the side. It's a small detail, but I mean, it just goes to show,
Oh
the
yeah.
attention. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it's kind of hard to see, but the previous one did not have that. So this one is definitely that's your
There.
definitive snow trooper commander. I mean, there's no other way to say it. This is the figure you've been waiting for. So
That's the one.
um it's perfect.
It
Bravo,
is.
Hasbro. And they tooled up the new boots, which a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people have
yeah.
pointed
Yeah,
out.
let's look at the boots real quick. So yeah, so now that what can they make now that they have these boots?
The AT-AT driver. Well, at least that can lend parts to it anyway.
Yeah,
So, and
that'd
I
be
think
so
did the
cool.
AT-AT driver have the upside down shoulder pads as well? I think it might. I can't
That
remember.
I'm not sure about.
Mm, yeah, I can't remember. But
Yeah, but
either
those
way,
are cool. Let's see. So
Jake
we
says
also have,
yes.
okay. Good to know. We got a stormtrooper recard.
I have mixed feelings about this one.
Okay, why is that?
I mean, on one hand, we've told them many, 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 many times for years that, hey, you need to have the stormtroopers like consistently available all the time. And so what did they do? They sort of refreshed it. I think that's their phrase, right? When they put out like a new packaging, they call it a refresh, right? Um, so it's a slightly different offering than VC 231 because it's got a different card back, but otherwise it's the same exact figure. Um, I mean, people are going to buy it, right? People are going to buy it.
Oh yeah,
But
you are
I,
gonna buy
I,
it.
I, I think I've seen a lot of comments saying I'm not buying any more stormtroopers until they update the hips. Like I'm done buying stormtroopers until they update the hips. So I think that Hasbro's really got to give them the barbell hips. They really got to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get around to it someday. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's cool to see it back at retail. Like, well, are these going to even be at retail? Who even knows? But
Yeah.
um, I like the card. I really like the card, and Steve Evans posted like where it came from. He posted an image. It was actually like it wasn't a still from the film. It was like a production or a promotional image that was taken during the making of the movie, where you had a group of
That's
stormtroopers together. So
I
that
saw
was
that.
really,
That's pretty fun. That's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. I really do like this card. And then the last, I think the last TVC item, of course, my favorite, the Cantina Adventure Set.
It's a fun throwback. And it knocked off a few of the original 96 that we need. Checked off a few of them.
In a
A
way,
couple of them anyway.
yes. In a way, yes. I mean, when I saw this, I was like overjoyed, over the moon, super, super happy. I mean, but I don't like you're saying original 96, and yes, but I feel like because they're recolors, like for me, they don't 100% scratch those boxes off.
Mm,
If they were like film accurate and they were in the main line, then 100% like, okay, these check off the box because you've properly updated, film accurately updated an original 96 character. But these are deliberate throwbacks to
yeah.
Kenner colors. So for me, it doesn't really scratch them off. They're in addition to, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know if Hasbro sees it that way.
I I think the one that's a real head scratcher for me is Hammerhead. Um, they put out the original 96 one on the deluxe card with the old school blaster, and gave us the impression that it was going to be too big for a regular size card,
Hmm.
right? Which is the same thing that they said for the Dark Trooper, by the way. And then they put both of those out on regular cards. It's like, maybe
Yeah,
don't say that if it's not going to be true.
right. I mean,
I
it
feel like they
is.
should have done it the other way around. They should have made this one the deluxe one and made the other one the standard size card.
Yeah, that could have been interesting. Um,
I don't know.
it's hard because I don't think Hammerhead could like really like succeed on two different releases. Like in the main line, I know that the deluxe ones, it's fan channel, it's online, it's not in store. So I
Hmm.
mean, they should have just broken their rule, and broken their rule this one time. Okay, we're making an exception because this is an original 96, and he's going to cost more. He's a deluxe, but he's in a regular card because he's original 96. Like, I think people would have understood. They would have been like, okay, cool, we get it. We'll take it. That's the card we want anyway. And then yeah, like you're saying, maybe for this exclusive version, like you include a couple extra accessories. But yeah, I hope they find a way to fix that because that's again, that's one of those hills I will die on, is that Hammerhead should not have been on a deluxe card.
Oh, for sure, for sure. The film out is the same. The card back is the same. It's just different sizes, right? Between the two
Right.
releases.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
uh, oh, so you want them to put out a third, like try a third time and do Hammerhead regular size card in non-retro colors, like
this is what I would suggest. My suggestion to Hasbro would be do this. Like your Heir to the Empire set. Do
Mhm.
do a multi-pack like that, like a 3-pack, a 4-pack. Um Recard some of the other Cantina aliens that are 100% up to snuff. Because there are some that hold up even though they're older. Maybe you update the ankles, or you make some tweak to them. Recard two of those, let's say. And I'm just going to throw random names out there. Mayo, the one-eyed Cyclops alien, and then let's say, I don't know, Feltipern Trevog. Maybe make some slight adjustments to the articulation. Put them
Mhm.
in the set. Put Hammerhead in the set as he is, film accurate as he is in the deluxe set. Give him one blaster, one bar glass, and put him on his standard size card. I think that's all I really need to do.
Well, I feel like these 3 packs, a lot of times what they do is they have uh like a repack, a straight repack, a retool, and then like one new figure, right? So like with the Heir to the Empire pack, they've got, I mean, yeah, Thrawn's a retool because he's got, the epaulets, and he's got the Isalamiri, right? So that's technically a retool. But actually Hellion is a retool as well. But it's so minor. They're almost like repacks. And then you get the one all new tool with Jeruis, or mostly new tool. And
Yeah.
then when you look at the Journey of Anakin Skywalker 3 pack, you've got the straight repack with the Clone Wars Anakin plus the cape, I
True.
guess. And then you've got the mostly new Anakin figure from Revenge of the Sith slash Ahsoka. I know it's technically sourced to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then you've got the straight repack with Vader, um, and they tooled up some new lightning for it or whatever. But
Right.
but you see how they cost it out, right? So like maybe what I'm saying is here, maybe if you do a 3 pack with a straight repack of Hammerhead, a retool of something else, you could maybe get a third Cantina alien that's all
Sure.
new,
Yeah.
possibly.
Could definitely work.
Who would
And
be your priority if you could only get one because we got to be realistic here, right?
Like
Like
one
if,
more
if you had to
Cantina
pick,
alien,
yeah, if you were gonna
like
pick
ever.
one, who would you throw in that? No, no, not ever. I'm just saying for a three pack like that, who would you throw in?
I mean, I really want our Leo shoes. I mean, I think now
Oh,
that
of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
now
that
that
counts
they've
as a
passed,
retool though, because his whole lower body is
yeah,
Jod Nanawood, so that could be
John,
your retool,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if
yeah.
you wanted a whole new one, who would you pick?
No, I know nobody wants Zizit other than probably me and like five other people, but I think it would be Zizit.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a new character we've never had, like in 3 3/4. So I mean, that would definitely be. I'd love to have a Kid Cack updated as well, but we have
That's
one in
the
Tauntaun.
praying mantis one, right?
Yep, yep, praying
I
mantis
have him.
chick. But
What a
yes,
what a
hello to our
wacky
friend.
alien. So fun.
Yeah, but hello to our friend John Miko. He says a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Wednesday social
Hey,
hour.
John.
Um. All right, so let's
Oh,
see.
July. Yeah, one of the spaceman pilots. Because that's the one that Tim always says, I think, because you can get
Yep,
oh, what's his name?
Cantina dude.
What's the yeah, no, but what's his name? The guy in black.
Oh, Boshek.
Yeah, you can get Boshek, um, you can get Bosk, and then you can get spaceman pilots. So
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be a good one. You get a lot of mileage tool right there. That'd be a good one.
Yep.
So
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, these look fun. These will definitely make great additions to my collection. Blue Snaggletooth. I mean, that's fun. I love that. Um, you know,
Toys are
I
the way. I don't know if you follow him very closely, but he's always sneaking the Snivian into his shots. Zutton. He's always got him like poking around a corner or like in the background. It's
right.
it's so funny. It's like a little Easter egg that he puts in his in his photography. It's very funny. But
Yeah.
that's it.
But no, these are
But
great. The cards look great. And the figures look great. I'm stoked for them. So that's all of the brand new items that they showed last week. So now let's talk about the pre-order rollout.
mm,
Because since we were last on Friday, the pre-orders had not gone up until yet. This Sunday they went up a few days ago, and uh, it was a little bit of a disaster, you could say.
yeah, yeah. On one hand, it's nice to see everything sell out so fast because obviously that demonstrates demand, right? But like, what was the inventory though? Like, clearly your stock was super low, right?
Oh well, we know we have the numbers
Yeah.
thanks to
Well,
our pal John here. We have, and I'm going to pull up
I
his
know.
post on the Star Wars Vintage Collection Facebook group. Um, 2,300 for the Stormtroopers pack, and then 3,500 for the Cantina set. So yeah, there were more Cantinas than Troopers, but they both sold. And Obi-Wan Kenobi sold out too. Um, all the new stuff. I don't know if the Stormtroopers sold out or not. I think it may have. So I don't know what the numbers were on those, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to imagine like how many Star Wars TVC collecting Pulse premium members there are, and I'd have to assume it's more than that. And not only that, but when it went up, because I was there, like I was waiting. I had an alarm set. I was on it right away, and I did get my pre-orders in, but um, there was no limit. Like you could add as many as you wanted to your cart. So I'm sure there were people adding tens, these Stormtrooper sets. I'm sure there were people adding 10 Cantina sets with whatever intentions they may or may not have had. But yeah, these went out quickly. Not all Pulse Premium members got them. And then if you want
No,
to talk
I
about
didn't.
like, numbers, like again, there's probably more premium Pulse members than they had on here, but then there's probably even more of a wider collecting audience that didn't even have a shot at them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm a Pulse Premium member, and everything sold out within 20 minutes. Usually they make it available for premium members for like an hour prior to everybody else, right? We didn't even get that far. They sold out for premium members. I mean, the premium members
Yeah.
didn't even. I was
Right.
I
It
was gonna
was,
buy, like I said, 5 of those 3 packs. I got zero. So
yeah.
very, very cool. Whatever.
Yeah. I think within like 20 minutes, like both sets were gone.
Yeah, it flew off the digital shelves, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
it's, what's concerning about it is, and Jason pointed this out the other day on Instagram, is there was like, not a disclaimer, but there's a little message at the bottom saying like, if you get in now, like lock in your pre-order pricing, like before May 9th. So, I mean, it obviously makes it sound like there's a price increase, like lock in your pre-order pricing, but there were only a few to pre-order. So, people I
yeah,
think are rightfully have every right in this situation to be frustrated and upset with how it was handled.
yeah, and Hasbro is pretty radio silent about it. So,
Right.
but
Right.
well,
Um,
I mean, they
yeah.
they had to know there was going to be some backlash,
Right.
but
Well, just not having a limit, like that's a big part of it. If you limit it two per person, I think usually it's like three per person they limit. If you put a
yeah,
limit like that, then automatically you're not going to have people like buying however many they want, because that's probably a
yeah.
big part of why they
Don't
ran
I don't
out.
really understand the rhyme or reason there because like for the Heir to the Empire set, right? I wanted to order 8 of them because Emily told me that according to her coworker, there was 8 to a sealed case. And I wanted a sealed case because I want to get at least one of those graded, right? And I wanted it like minty mint, the mintest of mint, right?
Yeah.
But I could only order 5. So they limited those, and then now when they're deliberately putting up less on the website, they don't put any limits. Like what? Come on, guys. I don't know. Whatever. You know.
Yeah. I mean, even if everybody was there, because I know not everybody was there like right at the time they went on sale, but even if everyone was there, we would have still had the same problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So an hour for Pulse Premium members, it doesn't. That's never something they should have even attempted if they had such low numbers to work with.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if anything changes with that. You probably aren't going to hear any like you're saying. They're probably not going to come out and say anything about it either. Probably have to
One good
ask
thing
them.
though. I, I
Mhm.
I would just say that the 2 3 packs, the Heir to the Empire set and the Journey of Anakin Skywalker set, both, well, certainly the HTTE set did, but I think they both sold out now from Pulse, which is great because for a little while they were still up, and I was a little bit concerned about demonstrating, demand, but they're sold out
Yeah,
now, so that's great.
they are sold out.
I have to wonder if they sold the rest of their stock at Celebration. If they just took everything off the website or out of some warehouse somewhere or whatever and took it with them to Japan and sold them over there. Might
Could
have
be,
been what they did, but
could be. All right. Well, let's talk army builders, because I know this is one of your collecting passions when it comes to Star Wars.
yes.
Um, so we were talking earlier about the Stormtrooper
Hmm.
and how that needs to be updated with the hips. We talked about the Scout Trooper, how little by little they're making it, getting it to where it needs to be. The Snowtrooper, sorry, is already there. The Snowtrooper
Hmm.
Commander is already there. Um, as far as Imperial, let's focus on Imperial first. As far as Imperial troopers are concerned, what should be like the highest priority at this point?
For a new tool or for like repaints or
Anything original
retools?
trilogy as far as army builders go that
Okay,
we,
original
we don't
trilogy.
currently have.
Original trilogy.
Yes, like definitive that we don't already have. So it could be a TIE fighter, it could be
Oh yeah, I gotta, yeah.
an AT-AT driver, and
It's
whatever you.
those two for sure, 100%. Um, Yeah, and if they do the TIE fighter pilot, they could put out Inferno Squad from Battlefront. So that's some reuse there. And of course, they can do different things with the fighter pilots. Like the different squadrons have, different symbols on their helmets and stuff. So there's a ton they can do with TIE fighter pilots. I don't know how I didn't think of that, but yeah, the TIE fighter pilot desperately needs to be completely redone from the ground up. AT-AT driver as well, uh, for sure. And then I would shout out black uniformed Imperial officers.
Mm.
It's very strange that we haven't gotten that yet.
But we
Um,
have a Dedra with man legs.
yeah, yeah. And there's a lot from Andor that they can do too. Even from tooling that already exists, like Cassian and his Aldani outfit. If you paint that all black and retool a different like head and helmet, you get those like riot troopers from the season one finale when they're the Imperial Army troopers that are have the riot shields and the batons and they're in all black. Uh, boom, you could do that from like a repaint and a minor retool.
Yeah.
Um, And then you can, off of that, you can also build the ISB tactical agent that the Black Series just got, which
Mm.
I think are pretty cool. So yeah, there's a ton. Yeah, that's a good point. 117 decimal two Nate, excuse me, said gray technicians and black Death Star troopers. Big facts. From the TIE fighter pilot, a lot of that body can be reused for Imperial technicians. Um, so like the guys that the scanning crew and also the
Mhm.
guys that work the Star Destroyer bridge consoles. Um, yeah, I would love to get those. There's a lot of Imperials in general that wear those jumpsuits.
Yeah.
So they can get a lot of mileage out of a TIE pilot. Um,
Now I have a question for you. How happy are you with the existing Imperial officer mold sculpt?
I think it's most of the way there. I did listen to your podcast again with Chris, and I completely agree with you that the arms drive me a little bit nuts. Um, we need more range of motion in the elbows because Imperial officers they need to be able to do
Mm.
the Tarkin pose or the Krennic pose. All those Imperial officers with their smug, thinking pensively with their touching their chin. A lot of them do that. Thrawn does that. Tarkin does that. Krennic does that. Tons of
I
those
do that.
officers. Yeah, right. As I'm listening to you, I just do that all the time, right? So like they've got to be able to do that. Um, so we need retooled arms with greater range of motion for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm
Otherwise,
looking.
I'm pretty
Mhm.
happy with it though.
Good. I'm looking over at my on the opposite wall from where I'm at. I have my Imperial officers all like in a little group, and from what I can see where I'm standing at, they're all kind of very slightly like leaning to the right, just a little bit.
Hmm.
Now, I like for me, my experience with that figure is that because there's such a limited range of torso movement, like you
Mhm.
have it is a kind of a ball joint, but it really only goes side to side, doesn't really like hinge back or forth. Um, my experience with that is that I have a very hard time getting them to stand perfectly straight, partly because of the torso, but like I don't know, also the legs, like something about the legs just like kind of prevents them from being 100% like vertical for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't seem to have that problem. I think you just kind of got to futz around with it a little bit. Um, One thing I will say, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here because I'm getting into the acquisitions phase, and I know we're not there yet, but just real quick, I want to bring up Pelion.
Ah, there he is.
Uh, that fairly good there.
Here, let me zoom in on that guy.
Is that okay? Yeah, that's pretty good. Holy cow. The likeness on this guy is genuinely one of the best in the entire line. I know I'm going to sound extremely biased because this is kind of like my thing. Heir to the Empire is kind of my thing, right? But wow. The likeness on this is a dead ringer. But what I wanted to say was on this figure, obviously they opted to go with a sculpted cap, uh, which looks fantastic and definitely looks better than the removable caps that they've done with, Piet and Jared and the Officers Pack, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple others, but all those different officers that we've gotten previously. I like removable caps because they're great for customs. But with the minimum wall thickness issue that they're having with the factories these days, the caps just they print them like really thick and they just look kind of a little absurd for lack
Mm,
of a better word.
right.
They just don't look right. And that's unfortunate because like I said, I like to customize and you know put different heads on the bodies to make a bunch of different officers and whatever. So in that sense, the removable caps are great. But at what point are you sacrificing aesthetics for that?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
um, so Pelion looks great, and again, it's a shame because in the expanded universe, Pelion goes on to become a Grand Admiral. So I would have loved to be able to swap Pelion's head over to Thrawn's body. I'd have to pop the neck off and pop the hands off so he's not blue, but. That would have been a fun custom that I would have liked to make, and unfortunately, you can't do that when the hat
Right.
is, glued on, and probably half his head is probably missing. uh, but it's more important to nail uh, the most important appearance, right? Which is his captain look. So, and they
Sure.
did. They absolutely nailed it. Um,
Nice.
so that's most important. But I
Mhm.
wish that they could. Find a way to make those removable hats not so thick. I don't know. Maybe at
Right.
some
Yeah,
point they can do it.
definitely. But yeah, no, I mean those sound good. Those make sense, and I hope they get to those at some point. Now let's talk about the prequel trilogy, because we
Yeah.
have this new clone trooper that came out a year ago, Phase One clone trooper, and then which has been updated into the Phase Two version, which has also been updated. They did the Andor version first,
Yep.
then they tweaked it to not have a removable helmet, and
Yes.
now it has a
Much
better
better.
helmet. It looks
Oh
a
yeah,
lot better
much
now.
much better.
Um, yeah, so we have a phase one troopers, we have phase two, and they have done the standard white. They've done there was the multi-pack with the 501st and then the 332nd Battalion Ahsoka versions. And then they did this the single carded 501st trooper recently.
Hmm.
Um, and they also did a sort of a 212th Utapau version that before they updated the helmet. Where do you think they need to go from here as far as clone troopers and prequel army builders are concerned?
Um, I think that they need to knock out like a 4 or 5 pack in one of those white box sets. I say 5 pack because they did the 7 pack of the Cantina band, right? So they can do more than four if they want to. Um, can you hear me? I can't hear anything anymore. It's weird. Did you mute yourself?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure everybody can hear it. Okay. So yeah, I think if they were to do like a 5 pack of the phase ones from Attack of the Clones, right? Put in a standard grunt, just so you get a grunt out of it too. But then the 4 officers as well, the sergeants, the lieutenants, the captains, and the commanders, all four of the Skittle colors, right? They've got to put those out on the new sculpt. One
Yes.
thing they've completely failed to do with the VC45 sculpt is they never got out all 4 colors. They got out the sergeants at least twice, and the
Mhm.
lieutenants like two or three times, I want to say. But they never put out the captains or the commanders, and then they
Right.
went on to a new sculpt. So they've got to put out all four of those phase ones. Uh, they have to.
Yes. And I think that'd be a good way to do it. I mean, I don't know. They probably couldn't sell as many, I would guess, as if they were all white troopers. But I mean, I can't think of any other way you would do it either, you
Well,
know?
I mean, maybe people would say that probably a carded four pack might actually be better.
There you go. Okay, I like that.
I think that would be better. I would prefer that, and then keep the box ones for like four standard grunts, like the all white ones. That would
Yeah, that
probably be
sounds
the
good.
better way to do that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds fun.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, they haven't touched the Coruscant Guard yet, the shock trooper.
yeah, yep,
They have
yep.
the 30.
Stormtrooper too. They can repaint the Stormtrooper in
Oh yeah,
the Shock Trooper colors too. I can't believe
absolutely.
they haven't done that one yet. I
Right.
feel like the gaming greats expression, they did that one wave with the Purge Trooper and the Scout, and what else am I missing? Oh, the ARC Troopers. They did a bunch of gaming great stuff, and then it just kind of went away as an
Yeah.
expression, right?
Yeah,
But
it
I think
seems like
if
it.
that had continued, they probably would have put out the Shock Trooper, but from Battlefront,
Mhm.
that's one that would
Yeah,
sell really well. They
that'd be
they,
a
they
fun
got to
one.
do that. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
But yeah,
41st
Shock.
Elite, like in their normal like gray and white, like they could update that one.
Hmm.
Um, and I hope they get around to like the more like ones with the pauldrons and the camo, like the
The
uh
327th.
320, 320, the 220. I don't remember 327.
Ayla's battalion. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and then
I,
even like 501st, like you could do like some of I know they've done some in recent years, but I'm not like a huge fan of those.
mhm.
But you could do just some very basic ones that have like kind of like the Ayla Sakura style, but like the ones they used to make back in the mid 2000s for like the Order 66 packs and like that sort of a
Yep.
thing.
Commander Bo, Commander Ville. Bo.
Apo.
Yeah, those would be awesome. I will say though, I'm seeing a lot of comments about people being, and this is hard to believe because it's the 501st, but I think people are a little tired of the 501st because they put out the 501st and the 332nd on the skinny VC45 mold, right? And then they put out the new sculpt, and then they put them out all over again, and people are like, again? And I get it. What are you going to start with? Of course, you're going to start with the 501st, right? So I'm not faulting them for that. They had to do that, right?
Yeah.
But I think maybe we should rest the 501st for a little bit because they did the phase ones as well, and do something that hasn't been done in a really long time. Do the 327th Star Corps. Um, Maybe do like the 91st Recon Corps. That's Neo's guys with those cool looking helmets. Um, do a carded five pack. I don't know if they've ever done a carded five pack. That might be a little too big. But they could certainly do at least a four pack of the clone commanders. Some of the prominent clone commanders: Cody, Bakara, Gree, and Neo. The only thing with Gree is his crazy camouflage paint job. That's gonna be really expensive in terms of paint deco. So that might have to be a deluxe.
A deluxe, deluxe, deluxe.
So yeah, super deluxe. Yeah. So, but they got to get those out. They have to. I know. Bree and Cody already exist in TVC, but and both of them have really nice card backs. But you got to put them out on the new sculpt.
Yeah.
You
Oh
just
yeah, they
you
need to be
have to. You
updated.
have to. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, if only it were the Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary, it'd be the perfect time to do something like that.
You know what somebody brought up the other day was, if only you and I hadn't talked about this exact four pack a year and a half ago in 2023. In other words, we gave them like plenty of notice. Hey, this is really something you should put out this year. MIA. All right then. Well.
Yeah, I know. It kills me a little bit. Kills me a little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But yeah, I mean that sculpt is a license to. It's just a money printer. They
yeah,
got to do more with it. I feel like they're not doing enough with it.
right.
Um, I would like them to take another stab at the 212th again
Mhm.
because that removable helmet was all like just not, it was all like squished. Some of them were shrunken and deformed, and the paint apps were misaligned. And also, they painted them in animated colors. So, like, the mohawk doesn't go all the way down the helmet. There are differences between the animated paint scheme and the live action. So, I think they need to, just like they redid the 332nd and 501st, take another stab at the 212th at some point. Do them right, do them in Revenge of the Sith colors. Uh,
Yeah,
and people will go crazy with those. It's Obi-Wan's, battalion. Come on.
I know. And I didn't really like the first ones that they did. Like I feel like the orange was a little too off, and then the
Yeah,
helmets, didn't look great.
yeah,
So I would be totally okay with them taking another stab at those.
yeah, big
Um,
time.
just want to say thank you, Moon Jockey, for the 4.99 super chat. Very kind of you. We appreciate that. Um, all right, so let's see. We are into army builders. You ready to move on to Hot Toys?
Yeah, man,
Okay.
Hot Toys. Holy cow, they're killing it lately. They just want all my money.
They're killing me, is what they're
Woo.
doing. They're killing me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I do want to mention because I hadn't seen this before, but the Celebration exclusive Darth Maul concept art figure from Hot Toys is currently on pre-order on Sideshow's website. It's one per person, which
What a
thank you
fun one that
Sideshow for
is.
putting a limit on something like that. So yeah, it is there. I hadn't heard that being the case yet, but there it is. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna jump back to
That flex pay can be dangerous too because like you're like, oh, it's only like $50 a month or 87 or whatever it is. But then if you have like a few of these guys on order and they charge in the same month, it's really like paying for one figure anyway,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
yeah.
that
Oops.
happens. Um, that happens. I don't think they've announced anything Star Wars related since we were on Friday, but I just wanted to ask you, Tyler, are there any of these that either from Celebration or just general pre-orders they put up in recent days that you have your eye on? Anything you're considering picking up?
Oh yeah, 100%. I gotta get that Darth Nihilus. 100% have to do. I mean, it's just so cool. Look at that lightning. Oh, awesome. And it's like multicolored too, just like in the game. What an awesome figure that is.
Yeah, they did really
Uh,
really nice with that.
and then the other one I have to get is Darth Sidious from like the immediate aftermath of his fight with Mace when he tells Anakin to go, hunt down all the Jedi. Yeah, the Jedi arrest Palpatine / Darth Sidious. So good. Oh
I know.
man. I had
I
the original Sideshow one for
mm,
many years, and then I sold it. And I figured, Hot Toys will probably do this at some point. And here we go. Here they are.
yeah, it looks killer. Like it looks really,
Oh, it's
really, really good.
so good.
Um,
So good.
yeah, and I mean for 285, like it's actually really, I mean it's really not bad because it is kind of without being marketed as such, it is like for all intents and purposes something of a deluxe because you do get the two head
Yeah.
sculpts. You get the regular Palpatine sculpt, then you
Yep.
get the Darth Sidious sculpt.
Yep. Yep. And you're also getting the robe that you can take off so you can make him look like Chancellor or like, you know, a Sith Lord. So it's very
Yeah,
cool.
it's great. There's this one photo on here I want to pull up because I just every time I look at it, like
Hasbro needs to put this figure out in the vintage collection because the one we have is god awful. Where is it? I've got it somewhere around here. It is like the most salt shaker of salt shaker figures that has ever salt shaked. It's terrible. I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere around here.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
a funny figure.
Oh, it's so bad. Anyway, I can't find it, but
It is. And then I think they repacked that one in an Order 66 pack. And it did
yep,
have the black robe like this one does.
yep.
But yeah, I mean, this picture right here, when I look at this, it's like, oh man, I'm just
It,
imagining like posing it this way.
it looks like it jumped right out of the movie. I mean, wow, man. Do what must be done. So
Show no
good.
mercy. Yeah, it's great. Like this was immediate for me. As soon as I saw this and as soon as it went up, I was like, done. Getting
Yep.
that one for sure.
I have kind of like a Sith Lords focus in my Hot Toys collection. It's not the only thing that I buy, but I buy almost every Sith Lord. I skipped Malgus, and I probably shouldn't have. That was probably stupid. Because that one's gonna be like $800 going forward. I don't know, something crazy. But I have Dooku, I have Maul, I have Return of the Jedi, Palpatine, I have a couple different Vaders, and I have the super battle damaged Vader coming as well. I think that's everything. But yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, I have Revan too. What an idiot. I have Revan too. I haven't opened it
Yeah.
up yet, but
I have Revan too. I think I'm gonna let him go though, because I like he does. I mean, the idea of the character's cool and all, but like it doesn't really do anything as far as like where am I gonna, he's just by himself. Like if I had the others from Knights of the Republic, like if, they may do them at some point. Like
yeah, I was gonna say,
I
what if
can,
they put out Darth Malik and you sold off your Revan? Won't you be sad?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a
Did they do
hardcore.
Malik? I can't remember if
No,
they
they
did
haven't
Malik.
done Malik yet.
Okay,
But I'm not
okay.
like hardcore Knights of the Republic person. So I mean,
That's
I played
fair.
it,
That's
but
fair.
so
I
I may
played
let.
the crap out of those games. Man.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just so long ago that I barely remember the story, unfortunately. But I did play them quite a bit 20 years ago.
right. 20 years ago, it's crazy.
We're getting old, Victoria.
I know, I know. But yeah, I mean, some of these are really exciting.
Yes.
Of course, you got Andor finally after all these years.
That's his Rogue One appearance from Scarif.
Yep, Rogue One.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah, Andor and of course K2SO.
That must be a huge figure.
I think it's 16 inches. I think is what it said.
Yeah, I believe it because he's significantly taller than a normal person. So wow, that's
Right.
got to be wild.
I don't even think IG-11 was 16 inches. He's probably like
Was
14
it? Is that like
inches.
a $300 figure? How much is that?
265.
Wow, I'm
Not terrible.
surprised. Yeah.
But I know some of our friends here in the chat were mentioning something about a tariff being added at some point, so it could be more. But at least what they're showing on their sites, that's what I'm going to go off. What they're showing, it just shows it's 265 for that.
Fair.
Yeah, Jar Jar of course was a big one last week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on that one, but it's fun. Very fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that it actually happened. Interesting timing, but
You know what I'm surprised that they didn't do is, and I feel like back in the day they teased one and then they just never released it, but a Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader.
right.
That is like probably my number one Hot Toys want because that suit is very distinctive. It's very different than all the other ones.
Yes.
It's actually my favorite suit. I know, heresy, I know, but That's
Blaster.
my favorite Vader suit, and I would love Hot Toys to do that. I figured this would be the year, but haven't gotten the announcement yet. So
Yeah, I mean, not yet anyway, right? We'll see what happens. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it looks great. I mean, I'm partial to the New Hope look. Um,
good one
but
too.
yeah, but
He
yeah,
also looked
it would
like
be
that
cool to see.
in Rogue One and Rebels as well. It's the
Yeah,
same look for all of those.
very similar. And then we have Poe Dameron, which again, interesting timing. I'm not sure like why right now is the best time to release Poe Dameron, but I guess part
Is
of it
that
is
his Force Awakens look or his Last Jedi look?
it's actually labeled as Rise of Skywalker,
Oh, yeah,
but it works
yeah,
for
that
all
is
three.
interesting
It works
timing.
for all three.
Does he look exactly the same? Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess
Um,
I don't know. I guess you could kind of count it as a.
I mean,
My dog's
what's
going
what
crazy.
works?
Can you
I
excuse
mean,
me
what's
for a moment? I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
be
of
right
course.
back. Forgive me.
Yeah, go for it. No, I mean this is a long time coming. I know a lot of folks have been waiting for Poe Dameron for many years. It's kind of interesting they didn't put him out back during like the heyday of the sequel trilogy, but here he is now at long, long last. Adam says, "Love the politeness, but wish it was a different outfit." Yeah, that's fair. Because this is his specific to riding around in an X-wing. I mean, they could have done. I mean, I guess the only good thing, like I was saying, is that it fits for all three films, right? Like it could be for all three films. If you put Poe in one of the other outfits, then it would be more specific to any one of those three films. John's ordering all of the Jabba goons. Yeah, we did touch on those last week as well, and those Jabba goons are so good. So good. So good. He says, just received the D-back and Mall Deluxe. Mall Deluxe is shipping soon. Nice. So that's the mall with the speeder. Yeah, so I mean lots of cool stuff. Charlie thinking they will reuse the outfit for Carson Teva. That'd be interesting. Would be
I'm back.
interesting.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
No worries. Yes. See,
There was
speaking of Vader, Tyler, did you see the Rebels version of Vader that they're putting out?
I did. I thought it looked cool, but it's not something I'm particularly interested in, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of the same. It's one of those things like it wouldn't really fit with anything.
Right.
Maybe as a standalone piece, like here in my background or something, it'd be cool, but it doesn't really fit with my other Hot Toys. And then I
Once again,
know,
sorry about that. There was an owl in the tree in my backyard, and Chewie was going nuts.
oh wow, how funny.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
this one dropped when we were doing our stream last week, but this is the Elite Squad Trooper. It's on wait list because it was a limited item, and then
Mm.
also Clone
How-
Commander
I
Boss.
saw somebody comment about that. Like, how stupid is that when they know people are gonna want four of them? You'd make it a limited release. Uh,
Right. Yeah,
whatever.
I don't really understand. Like, I mean, some of their stuff they do make sense, but that doesn't make any sense. Nor does not releasing like a proper Revenge of the Sith Anakin, like for the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. But what can you do?
The
Well, I'll tell you what you can do.
the
You can pay $1,500 on eBay for one.
oh, is that what they're going for? The one with
Yeah,
the
the recent one, the
hair, the
celebration one.
artisan
Yep.
hair or whatever.
Yeah, the dark side one.
$1,500. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty
Now
wild.
these commandos, the trooper enthusiasts that I know that have super crazy attention to detail hate these Hot Toys commandos. And they actually feel the same way about Hasbro's Black Series commandos because they reused Hunter's body and it's not accurate to how they look in the games. So Hasbro, if you ever put out a Republic Commando in the vintage collection, it's got to be all new from the ground up. Ain't nobody want to see a retooled Hunter become a commando. The pitchforks will be out. Here is your warning. Don't do it. Just don't
Yeah,
do it. Don't
definitely a
do it.
weird move. Um, yeah, I mean, for the Vader, I mean, I'm kind of convinced now that they're just trying to drum up demand so that when they do announce like a collector edition wide release one, that everybody buys it. I think that's kind of what they're doing at this point. But yeah,
I don't know about like the hair. Like, do they have to plug it? Like,
like one hair at a
is it?
time.
Yeah, it like is that why it's so expensive and so limited? There's got to be something about that hair that makes it a pain to mass produce or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they call it wool implantation hair, and I
There you
mean,
go.
some people say it's glued. So like, I don't really know. Like, so you have the artisan version, which was put on pre-order in 2023. It's been a year and a half since it went up. That one I do have on pre-order. That one I do have coming from Sideshow. But the Sith Apprentice version, which was exclusive at Celebration, was limited to 1,500 pieces worldwide. And was it 1,500? I forget the exact number, but
So
it was very
the
small.
so the artisan one is his Jedi
Might have
Knight
been
look
2,500.
without the Sith eyes.
Right. The artisan version, the regular one, is just his regular look. But then the Sith Apprentice one is the dark side version. It has the red
Right.
eyes. It has the red lightsaber. It's based on Ahsoka. It's not based on Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Um,
But they've done it's been limited releases for both of those versions, right? And they
yeah. Oh
both
yeah.
have
The
done really
artisans in
expensive.
general have, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. I have actually I missed as one of my Sith Lords. I have and I don't know where I put him. I have no idea. What did I do with him? Anyway, I don't know what happened to my Anakin. But anyway, oh, I have it. Hold on, let me show you. 1 second. I have the original Toys Revenge of the Sith Anakin with the plastic hair or whatever
Oh
that
yeah,
is.
the original.
So I do have that one, and it's much better than the sideshow version from years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, way better.
So I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, the artisan hair looks really, really awesome, but this is good enough for me. I don't need to be spending that kind of cash on fake hair. That's just crazy. So
I know.
I
You
say
already
as I
have.
spend $1,000 on troopers or
That's what I was just gonna
whatever.
say. You have your priorities. Um,
Yeah, keep 375 alive, right? So
right, definitely. And then I'm sure you saw. This was last week announced as well. I'm sure you saw these too.
mm-hmm. But those are sideshow, not hot toys, right?
Right,
I
these are
believe.
Sideshow.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, sideshow is unfortunately rather inferior compared to hot toys. So I stopped buying actual sideshow figures a long time ago. I only buy hot toys now. But if this is the only way those are going to be offered, I don't know if Hot Toys will ever do those figures, so I can see why people would bite at those. But as far as like if Sideshow Collectibles ever put out like Anakin or something these days, no, I'm not buying. I'm not buying that. I would never do
Right.
that. Hot
Yeah.
Toys is just so much better. But these are cool looking.
Yeah. They look really good. And John said he's ordering all of them.
Ooh, a lot of money in that picture, John.
A lot of
What is that
money.
like? It's got to be close. At least that's probably $1,000 in that picture anyway, right?
Probably closer to 1,250, I would say.
Yeah, most likely.
But I mean, yeah, you could like, yeah, you could probably get like 5 pallets of Star Wars figures for these. Um,
Priorities, right?
Priorities. But yeah, I think these look better than the Cantina ones. I did pre-order the Cantina ones because it's the Cantina, but Hot Toys isn't going to do them. Sideshow will do like minor stuff like this.
$2,000.
Um, yeah, so I mean, like these are really cool. I'm probably
They
not
are.
going to do it. If anything, like Bib for tuna, like maybe, but and Squid Head looks really, really good, but I
Hot
can't do it.
Toys has done Jabba, right? I
Sideshow's
think.
done Jabba, and they're bringing him back I think I don't know if you went up for pre-order yet, but they are bringing him back.
It's like I was just saying, John, flex pay doesn't count if you're flex paying 5 figures at a time.
No, that's
It's
me.
the same as ordering one figure
Yeah, that's
or two, maybe.
yeah, yeah. Well, I have
Flex
my
pay.
I
Flex
got
pay
my
can be
flex pay.
dangerous, man.
I have
They
my flex
sneak up
pays
on
growing
you.
each month. They yeah, yeah, dangerous,
He's like,
dangerous.
I'm probably on
Um,
speaker and his wife can hear me or something.
so last thing, and I wanted to go a little more in depth with it, but I'm gonna save it. I assume everyone in the chat's okay with it. I'm gonna save it for next episode because it is a very, very long list. But I just want to touch on this really quickly. Mattel Jurassic World has been insane. We have the new movie coming out, Rebirth, this summer in July. And well, there is a crap ton of pre-orders, not pre-orders, but new reveals that are coming out. And I'll just again, briefly just kind of touch on some of these, like the Frenzy Pack. That's going to be the small assortment of figures, like the $8 price point. You have these guys down here. I think these are also Frenzy Pack. We're
Those are
starting to get
really
a
good
little.
looking for $8. Wow.
Yeah, they're not bad. They've gotten better for sure. Strike Attack's more like the $10 price point. I don't know if they're going to be $10, but historically they've been $10. And I always say this, but I got to hand it to Mattel for keeping prices where they've kept them since 2018 when they first started doing these figures. Again, I'd assume they're going to go up, but we don't have pricing on any of these quite yet. These are Strike Attacks as well. Wild Roar, these are the $15 price point. Very, very popular assortment for Mattel. And we have looked at a few of these in the past. So there's going to be more Wild Roars. Gigantic Thrashers, these are going to be the larger, I think $20 price point. So plenty of offerings, kind of an unusual photo there, but at least we get to see what the creatures are.
Naughty, naughty Victoria.
Hey, I didn't take the photo. This is kind of a cool one. This is a story pack. I mean, I like this because these are going to have two of the human characters from the new movie and then a couple of dinosaurs. It looks like there's 3 of these sets. One of them has the big Spinosaurus, so that's pretty neat. And then the other
Yeah,
two,
that one's the one that everybody's really excited about, right? The Spinosaurus
yeah,
from
redesigned.
Jurassic
Yeah,
Park 3, or
right. And
or am
then
I getting
there's
that wrong?
well, this is the one from the new movie, so it's a
Oh,
redesign.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, completely redesigned. So I think I said 3, but no, there's 5 of these sets. So you have the 4 2-packs, and then the larger set with the Spinosaurus and two human figures.
While we're on the topic of Mattel, just real quick, can you zoom in on any of those figures? Just any of the human figures. I don't know how close of a look you're able to get, but
That's
that's
about as
just
close as I can get.
okay. Well, all that to say, obviously it was news the other day. I'm sure you talked about this on your channel, but it's news the other day, a week or two ago, that Hasbro got their contract extended.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to say, I think that that's wonderful news. I'm very happy to know that, the vintage collection will continue on uninterrupted, and we can expect many more years of figures. Sometimes I see people saying, "Oh, I wish Hasbro would lose the license and somebody else that respects the line would pick it up, or somebody else could get a chance to make these figures." And it's like, dude, I don't think that you understand the implications of another company taking over these lines. Like,
Right. We don't
they're
want
they're
that to happen.
they're they're not they're not thinking that through.
No.
Um, it's not like, we would be getting this exact thing from Mattel or
Right.
Spin Masters or, Joy Toy or whatever. Like, there's no other company out there that can do the figures at the quality that they're putting out at the price point that they're putting out, um, at the quantity levels that they're putting out. And I mean, Mattel's figures, I'm sorry, I have to say, their human characters are quite a drop off
Yeah.
from Hasbro. They're not even close. The
Yeah, they're
quality
not.
is not even close.
Right. Even in
S-
6 inch, they're a far cry from what Hasbro does.
yeah, and we there are things to complain about with Hasbro, sure, sure. There's always going to be things to gripe about, but um, you could get equivalent quality from Acid Rain or Joy Toy, but then you're going to be paying like $40 a figure or however much it is, right?
Right.
So, or you can go Mattel and maybe it'll be cheaper, but your quality is also going to drop off. So like all that to say, like I said, there's no other company that can produce Hasbro's quality level for their price points. Such a company does not exist. Such an alternative does not exist. There, there,
Right.
there
Yeah.
is no alternative. So I'm glad they kept the license. I'm glad that the TBC is going to continue, and everybody should be very happy about that. So
Yeah, definitely. There's a vehicle. So it's nice to see a vehicle, launch and battle vehicle set. And again, like you were saying with the human figures, like this isn't going to be a TVC quality vehicle, but it's probably going to cost, I don't know, 25, $30. You get a human, a dinosaur, and a vehicle.
yeah,
So, so
it's
still
fun.
pretty, it's fun. Definitely great for kids. Um, Now this is something that has really caught my eye. These T-Rexes that they're doing for this new movie, they're just so detailed and so screen accurate. And I think this is even like their quote unquote budget version. It's probably going to be about $20, $25.
Wow.
Um, but they've really come a long way since those earlier ones, and even recent ones from the last few years. I think this is another one of the 20-ish dollar price points, Quetzalcoatlus. Um, there's a Bite and Blast Mosasaurus, which is a bigger $30, I think, price point creature. This is the Spinosaurus, the large Spinosaurus. I don't know if it's the same one that comes in that multi-pack, but it is another way to get a Spinosaurus. This looks really nice as well. Again, the T-Rexes are really killing it this time around. Power Devoured Tyrannosaurus Rex. Very similar sculpt to the one we just looked at. A little bit more detail in the paint colors. And then there's a hidden one because images have been shown from various companies of this one, but Mattel doesn't like them being like fully shown yet. Titanosaurus. This is a big sauropod, probably $65. It's going to be one of those really huge 4 foot long, 4 to 5 foot long dinosaurs. It's just ridiculous. And then, of course, the Super Colossal series will continue. There is the Mosasaurus and there is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There are images out of the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Mosasaurus, and the T-Rex is definitely the better of the two, but it also looks really, really nice. And then some miscellaneous little things like the Matchbox set, micro adventure sets. These are basically like kind of like Polly Pocket or Mighty Max back from the 90s. Like they would open up and then you have little miniature figurines in there,
Mhm.
like that basically. Yeah, and that's basically it. We could go a lot more in depth on that, but we're not going to do that because it would take a really long time. So I promise everybody we will go back to those soon and look at them a little more in depth. And I'm sure there will be more reveals by that point as well. Cool. Well, I guess that leaves us at our final clip of the night, our final segment. One thing I just thought of, though, that I do want to mention is that in addition to the Hasbro Pulse orders, Disney Store also put up a bunch of pre-orders on for May the 4th on Sunday.
Droids.
Yep, the Droid 4-pack. They put up the Star Speeder
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
3000 for pre-order, $350, pricey, but I pre-ordered it. And then also, what else? A bunch of random stuff. There's a new there was like Hera's like Calicori, which sold out like in 5 minutes. Jedi Temple Guard mask sold out in 5 minutes. Um, and presumably some of this stuff will restock at some point. And then for Revenge of the Sixth, yesterday they put up the new Anakin lightsaber that switches between red and blue.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so there were pre-orders there. Was it handled better than the Pulse? Probably, even though there was a queue system, which is those are always annoying and very, very stressful because you don't know if you're going to get in. But I think most people, as long as you weren't ordering one of those two items, I think most people were able to get in. The mouse droid sold out, and then there was the probe droid, the first order probe droid, eventually sold out too. But I'm sure all that stuff will go back in stock at some point.
Usually does.
All right. So we are going to kick it off to see if we can pull this up right here. New acquisitions.
New acquisitions.
All right. So we'll talk about stuff we've added to our collections since the last show. Our friends here in the audience, feel free to let us know in the comments what you've added to your collections, and we will read through them. But Tyler, I'm going to let you go first. What are some new acquisitions that you would like to share with our audience?
I've been waiting for this. Oh man, I've been waiting for this.
There it is.
This is my favorite TVC item
Wow.
ever. I don't know, aside from like the Death Star, I don't think there's anything that could top this for me ever.
That is
Heir to the
awesome.
Empire is, they're my favorite Star Wars books, that trilogy. And to get these characters with that Heir to the Empire logo, I just never thought in a million years that this would happen. And here I am
Yeah.
holding it in my hand. And it's beautiful and I love it. And these card backs too. Emily was I spoke to Emily about these card backs, and she said that she was very involved in the card art on these, like unusually involved. Usually, she's not really that involved in the process, but for these, she was very involved. And man, she absolutely nailed it. These
Man.
card
Awesome.
backs are perfect. They scream Star Wars. All three of them have sort of the starry backgrounds, right? Bronze, he's got the Chimera up here, and he's got the Salamiri on his shoulders. Uh, it's just perfection, absolute perfection. And I got two of them from the Disney store, so I got some openers, and I'll share these real quick. I don't want to take up this
Yeah.
entire time with my Heir to the Empire rant, but this is the best Thrawn out of the three. Oh, this guy does have a tendency to fall off. So, but anyway, this is the best Thrawn of the three, in my opinion. Vintage collection ones that they've offered. His uniform is finally nice and white compared to the previous two, which were like off-white, and a lot of people, including myself, kind of complained about that. So you'll be happy to know he's finally white. His skin and hair are also darker than the previous two
Oh
releases,
yeah, I see that.
if that interests you. So he's very much the expanded universe OG Thrawn, if you've been waiting for that. That's the one for you. And then Pelion, like I said earlier, is what a spectacular likeness. Man. The actor that they got to play him, Xander Berkeley, perfect casting. And then finally, of course, we've got the mad clone, Jeruis Sabayoth. What an amazing. And this is like a new or mostly new tool. Never in a million years did I think I'd be holding this guy in my hands, especially as a definitive figure that never needs to be redone again because it's so perfect the first time around. never did I ever think that I would have this figure. This is like worth a bar of gold to me, honestly. I'm
Nice.
just thrilled. I'm thrilled. I'm over the moon. I ordered 7 of these packs because I couldn't get 8. So, uh, yeah, I have 5 on pre-order from Pulse. But Evan alerted me yesterday that, hey, these are on Shop Disney and they're shipping like immediately. So
Yep.
I ordered 2, which was the maximum that I could buy, and put
Nice.
them for overnight shipping. And they came in today and were waiting for me when I got home. And oh, I'm so stoked. Mr. Johnny Miko, I have a post pending for your group. I put all those pictures up on Facebook, so just so you know.
Awesome.
But anyway,
Just so
I'm
you
I'm
know.
blabbing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
very
that's
excited.
cool.
This is
I love seeing
this
your
is my favorite
enthusiasm for
thing.
it.
This is chef's kiss
That's
perfection.
awesome.
Absolute
I
perfection.
love seeing the passion and excitement about it. And those did sell out on DisneyStore.com. But if you have
Yep.
standing pre-orders through Pulse, hopefully those will be coming. I think May 20th, I want to say, is what it said last I checked.
Real quick, I just want to answer July through November. He said, Tyler, what Heir to the Empire figures do you think we need next? Well, Mara Jade won March Madness, TBC March Madness 2025. So of course they've got to make Mara. Um, I don't I don't want to be selfish. I don't need them to go super deep into those books as much as I would love them to do that. I have to be realistic, right? But what I do think that they should absolutely do is they should do Rook, the Nogri, Thrawn's bodyguard, uh, and they should do it in his EU appearance to match the other EU figures that we have here. Don't do the Abomination Rebels version. Gross. Ugh, I hate the Rebels version. But anyway, so do Rook, do Mara Jade, and do Luke, the clone Luke, just like they did in the Black Series. And then if I really wanted to be selfish, probably never going to happen. But if I really wanted to be selfish, do Talon Card, the uh the original Hondo, so to speak, right? The smuggler pirate guy, the crime lord from those books.
Mm, right
I would love
on.
those. But yeah, after that, I'd say no need to go any deeper than that. I'd be good with those.
Yeah. Did you see the comment here?
Uh, Lorena. Somebody's always clowning me in these comments. It's okay. I deserve it. I deserve it.
All right. Well, I guess I will go next. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I got everything ready to go. Okay. Looks like I do. All right. So, in March, I went to Texas and I found, seeking a Spin Master, I found 3 of the Batman Forever figures, and I got the last one I needed, which is Two-Face. And these
Can
are
I
like,
tell you a funny story about that Two-Face real quick?
sure.
Is that an exact like re-release of the original ones from the 90s, or is it just meant to look like that?
I think it's not 100%, but it's pretty close.
Okay. I remember having that Two-Face as a kid when I was little. And I would, like a typical kid, I would not necessarily bash my figures together, but I would have Batman, punching the bad guys, right? And I remember I was having Batman punch that Two-Face figure and his head went flying off.
Oh, wow.
And it went off into the grass somewhere and I never saw it again. So from then on, I had headless Two-Face. That was very sad.
Headless Two-Face.
But
I'm trying to look like Two-Face. That's what I'm doing here.
I
Anyway.
know, I noticed. Yeah, yeah.
Everything else I think is Star Wars. So we were talking about Revenge of the Sith on last Friday's show. And I've kind of been going back and buying a few of those figures that I missed out on the first time, some of the vehicles. This one just came in though. I got Mon Mothma.
Oh, yes. Yes, gotta have Mon.
So,
We need a
gotta have
TVC
her.
Mon so bad. She's the leader of the Rebel Alliance, man. Come on, we need her.
I
We gotta
know.
have her.
And now we have the
God.
conundrum of needing like the Genevieve O'Reilly version and then also the original version. So it's like we need a lot of Mons. They need to catch up.
I know. Yeah, I would take either one, but I think Man, it's hard because she's had
That's
such a
hard.
prominent role in Andor, and she's done such a phenomenal job, you know, bringing the backstory of that character to life. I mean,
Yeah.
she's so good in that series. But I think I would prioritize the Return of the Jedi one first.
I
I don't
think
know. It's hard to say.
on paper, like that makes the most sense. But I feel like for me personally, like I'd be more excited to see like the Andor version.
Mm, it's
But yeah, you're
tough.
right. We should get the Return of the Jedi version
Well,
first.
just for the sake of all the other figures that she can go with, like Akbar and Han and Leia and Luke, and all those other rebel guys from the Home One briefing scene, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hadn't realized that the original Mon Mothma is still alive.
Oh my gosh, is she?
Yeah,
She's got to be like
Carolyn
she in
Black
like her
is she?
90s. She's got to be.
Like 90 something. Yeah,
Yeah, wow, that's incredible.
it is.
A lot of the OT actors are gone. We
I
still
know.
do we still have Julian Glover? Julian Glover's still alive, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I'll be sad when he's gone for sure. I never got to meet him, but yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just a reminder here. I haven't seen any, but yes, no spoilers, please, of anything, because we haven't even Tales of the Underworld. Like nothing, please.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Adam will escort you out of the premises. All right. Here's my next acquisition. These are Droid Depot panels. I got these on eBay. And these are discontinued. It was very hard. It took me like a year and a half to find these panels, but finally they went up. Somebody had them. But these are
Interesting.
purple panels, and they're brand new. And I intend to open them and put them on some of my droids at some point. And then let's see what else. Oh, speaking of we were just talking about Disney Store on Sunday. I did get my Book of Boba Fett droid 4-pack. And I am very excited about these.
That's the one with the bongo drum, right?
Yep. Because these may not be TBC, but we know full well that Hasbro is never going to make these. So I'm very happy to have them in some form.
For sure.
And I love that they all do something, right? Like you have the bartender droid, you have the one with the drums, you have the one with like the food, and then you have the protocol droid with the unique head sculpt. Which now they could give us Grief Karga's protocol droid, because that's the same exact head. So it would be really cool.
Very good.
2 more. I have one hot toy that just showed up. Captain Enoch arrived.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
He's going to go very well with the zombie Dark Trooper. Or no, not Dark Trooper, Death Trooper, and then the zombie Night Trooper.
Oh, you have all three of those?
And Thrawn. It's gonna be a beautiful display.
How do you have these and I don't? What have I done? I messed up. I should have gotten all of those. I regret it so much because now they're like double the cost, and I'm like, oh, Tyler, come on, you know better.
I'm kind of surprised.
I'm so jealous. I did get Thrawn, and I kept his command chair from the original Sideshow release. He's right up there. You can see him.
Nice.
Yeah. Amazing figure, and I need to take pictures of it still. But
yeah, and one more.
I skipped Balin and Shin too. I love all of them. They all.
Yeah, they did such a good job with the Ahsoka line. All right, and this is the last one. All right, so this one I was kind of I wasn't expecting when I got it for it to have the exclusive piece, but I did get the 501st Black Series.
Oh, nice! Very cool.
Yeah, and as you may know, if you got it on May the 4th, it was going to come with an exclusive coin. Well, I didn't go on May the 4th. I went yesterday on I guess Revenge of the 6th, but they still have the coin.
Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations.
It's not even a coin. This is like a medallion. It's big. It's heavy.
That is big. It is very big. That's so freaking cool.
Someone said the Arabesh is backwards on it, which okay, I didn't
Oh,
realize
that's
that.
unfortunate.
But yeah, whatever. I'm not going to look at the back of it.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Nobody's gonna know.
But yeah, the helmet, of course, being the main draw here. Should I put it on?
Do it. Do it. How well can you see out of that thing?
I can actually see pretty well.
Really? Okay.
Can't breathe very well.
I'm sure they've got defogging things in the real ones, right? That's awesome. Looks
I'm
so
not going to
good.
keep that on. But it
Color
is
scheme
very
looks good too, which I gotta say Hasbro has really struggled to get the blues right on the 501st.
Mm-hmm.
They're always too dark or too glossy or
Right, and it's
something
inconsistent.
other than right.
Yeah, like I know this is technically based off Ahsoka, I think is what it says on the box. But it looks really good. I mean, I'm very, very content with the shade of blue. It's like a medium blue. It's not light. It's not dark.
Right.
I mean, I would say
They
it's pretty
always
cool.
do like a royal blue and it's actually too dark.
Yeah, it's nice. I really like it. I'll definitely put it in my background
great.
here pretty soon. But yeah, it's very nice. I love my helmets. But that's the main one everybody was waiting for, right? The 501st. So we'll see what they do next, if they do any others.
Absolutely. They did the Death Trooper too recently, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That did go up for pre-order last week, the Death Trooper. Oh, and
That's cool.
and Commander Cody, I think, was one surprise
Oh yeah,
drop.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
I didn't even mention that, but yeah, Commander Cody.
People said it wasn't accurate. I don't know what's wrong with it, but
I don't know. I haven't looked at it that closely. But
it looked good to me. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, new acquisitions. Let's see what the audience has been adding to their collections. Trevor says, I was able to drag I'm tired. I was able to snag the Droid 4-pack and looks rad. Brent says, just got the Galaxy's Edge Balin and Shin lightsaber from May the 4th. Very nice. That's a cool acquisition. Yeah, those look really, really nice. Lorena says, we finally got Shin this week. Awesome. Scott9 says, I picked up 5 TVC Death Troopers and 5 more Scout Troopers for Star Wars Day for less than 30, brand new. Nice.
Nice.
PW1, I got the Galaxy Heroes X-Wing. I'm returning it, sadly, and I got a Black Series Savaja Press. Oh, that's a bummer that he's returning the X-Wing. But I know it's not TVC, but whatever. Britt says, picked up the Black Series Kazian and TIE Pilot Disguise, Andor Range Trooper, and the Commando and Battle Droid Battlefront 2-pack. Let's see. Adam says, I didn't get much, just TVC Mandalorian Super Commando and the Black Series Dagan Garrett 2-pack, which arrived in the rain with no packaging. Oh yeah, he sent me a picture of that. Not even a box. Crazy. I will have exciting acquisitions next week. Yeah, that's a bummer. They just sent it like with just a sticker on it.
What the hell?
Bad. Dodgen says, no new figures from the swap meet, but I did manage to snag a 4K copy of The Exorcist 3 from Amazon, $15. Shipping and tax skyrocketed it to $24. Right on. Rick got the Hot Toys Captain Enoch. Oh, cool. You got it too. TVC Balin and Shin, Disney Book of Boba Fett 4-pack of droids, Black Series Luminara, Moff Gideon, World Between Worlds Anakin, and Sebulba.
Wow. Holy cow. That's a lot of money, my man. Jeez.
Yeah. Allison got the vintage boxed AT-AT. That's awesome. Nice. The vintage boxed AT-AT? Jeez. That is man, lots of responsibility being the steward of something like that. I mean, I would almost say
that belongs in a museum.
Let's see what else. It looks like Trevor picked up Shin Hati, Yord, Imperial Cal Kestis, and Barisafi from the Clone Wars. Dodgen's taking last minute requests at the soda fountain if anybody needs anything. Alex received 2 Mezco figures, Mezco Golden Age Joker and Mezco Dick Tracy. Very nice. Let's see. 17.28 got Chopper in disguise. Anyone else? J Guys Studio is asking, have we seen the Disney Store 212 Phase 2 helmet? Yes, that went on sale, I believe, on Sunday. Not for me. I'm not. It's just, just a little orange triangle doesn't really do it for me. Sorry, Disney. Apparently the Disney one's more accurate. I don't know. I know I'm happy with this one. That's all that matters to me. William got the Disney Droid 4-pack, more Snowtroopers and 501st before prices go up. Was able to get the May the 4th releases. Darth Malik's Missing Lower Jaw says, I got the Black Series Ronin. It's so awesome. And JJ says Snowtroopers.
That's me.
Nice.
That whole stack of figures over there, that's all Snowtroopers that I need to open.
Yeah. Right on. Well, you guys, it has been fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know we said we were going to go an hour and a half-ish. Time flew. We went a little bit over, but it was all fun. It was great. Tyler, you've been an awesome guest. Thank you so much for coming on to the Cantina Social Hour.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we do have links in the description, but where else can our audience go to look you up online?
Instagram is my handle's right here. And then I'm also a contributor for at SWTBC, one of 5 teammates who contributes to that page. So yeah, Instagram is the best place to find me.
Awesome. So if you all aren't following Tyler, I'm sure you probably are, but if you're not, hit him up. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for being here. And I love the dog cameos. I live for the dog cameos. There's Chewy.
There's Chewy, everybody. Came to say hi right at the very end. Just like Han Solo, when it counts, right?
Yep. Yeah. What a pretty dog.
He's the best. He's so good.
And I know we didn't get a chance to talk it, but yeah, muscle cars.
Yes. Muscle cars. Thank you for having me on, Victoria. It's been a really fun stream. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. We got to do this more often. I wish that I wasn't just working all the time, always, but this was fun.
Absolutely. Been a blast. Yeah, we'll definitely have you back on. And yeah, so again, everybody, next week we'll be on an hour later. Friday night, but an hour later because of my thing at work. That's going to keep me a little bit later than normally. And one final reminder, latest episode of the Vintage Collection podcast is out. Hills to Die On with Chris Wansky. You can get it anywhere you look up podcasts. I was also a guest this week on See Jurassic Right with Stephen Ray Morris, who we had on about a month ago or so. And so that podcast is out as well, anywhere you get your podcasts. And again, thank you very much, everybody. No matter where you're tuning in from out in the galaxy, thank you for watching Cantina Social Hour. Be well, be safe. May the force be with you. We will catch you in the next episode. Tyler, hang tight for just a moment. And everyone else, we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much.